A German and an Irish immigrant came to Norwalk to raise their family, or came to this area to raise their family. Now, I never met my grandfather, but I heard stories from people who did. How every morning he could be seen riding down Riverside Avenue in a horse-drawn carriage or a horse-drawn wagon to deliver milk. My grandmother, she was a very short and very slight woman, but that didn't stop her from every single morning bringing the family cows from the homestead down to pasture and back again in the evening. And you know what? I hate to say this, but sometimes I'd walk with her and I would watch her walk those cows. I was raised in a middle-class family, grew up on Berkeley Street in Norwalk, a lower middle-class family. My dad, who only had a 6th grade education, first worked at Norwalk Tire Company, and then after that became a nighttime dock worker at Valerie's on Connecticut Avenue. He was a very proud and humble man. One of the things of which he was most proud was the fact that he was a member of the Teamsters Union. I know my brother and my sister are here today, and he would always have his flannel cap on, and each year the Teamsters would give out a button with the new year on it to show membership. And I think my father had about 15 or 20 of them around that hat. He would never take them off. Very, very proud to be a member of the Teamsters. Now, my mother, some of you may find this hard to believe, might have been the first butcher, female butcher, in the city of Norwalk. She worked at the Budget Market on West Avenue. And we lived on Berkeley Street, so every morning she'd walk down to her work, come home in the evening. By that time, my father was sleeping, getting ready for his nighttime duties at Valerie's. But even though she worked every day, every single night, we had dinner on the table, and we sat and we ate as a family. I look at my parents as a salt of the earth. They struggled, but they raised 4 children. And they instilled in us the values of hard work, honesty and integrity, and probably most importantly, a love for all people. Now, I'm also very, very proud to say that I am a product of the Norwalk public school system. Now, I grew up on Berkeley Street, and my first school I attended was Jefferson. Remember walking through Union Park, up that great big hill. By the time I got up there, I wondered how I'd ever make it. That was the old Jefferson School before it burned down. And then 2 years, or in 5th grade, in 5th grade, I moved out of the Jefferson district and attended Tracy School. Now, who in this room, well, I'll tell you, timing and everything is perfect. Timing in life is everything. Who in this room doesn't remember Edith Vogel? Now, even though I only went to Tracy School for 2 years, Edith Vogel claimed me as her own. I joined the police department, and then and every single time that I got promoted through the years, I would get a handwritten note from Edith telling me how proud she was of her Tracy graduate. Then I moved on to West Rocks. And we have with us the current principal of West Rocks. And one of the most amazing things, or one of the greatest part of the police department job that I had as chief is the schools would run fundraisers, and they'd ask me to donate a ride to school in a police car, and well, it started out that way, but then they wanted a pizza party, then they wanted cookies, and after a while it got a little bit expensive, because there was no money in the police budget for that. But every time I went to West Rocks, Dr. Moore was certain to tell everybody that I was a West Rocks graduate. And I thank you for that. I think you are proud of me, and you're proud of your students, and thank you for all that you do.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Now, I told you I graduated from Norwalk High School, and I have 3 children who graduated from Norwalk High School, not with me, but also. That would have been... Anyway, and they're here today. I have my daughter, Christine, who is a small business owner in the city of Norwalk. Chrissy runs her own daycare center and has for many, many, many years. Not too many people don't know who Chrissy is. And she is enjoying it. She's done it for a long time, and she loves her children, and they love her. My other daughter, Melanie, is a former office manager for a real estate company. And now probably has a job that's one of the most admirable. She's a stay-at-home mom. My son, Stephen, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, decided early on in his life that he wanted to be like me, which would make me very, very proud. He's here. He's a detective with the Fairfield Police Department. And I have children now in the Norwalk Public School System. And by the way, they're all doing very well. I have Jake, Jenna. This is Jillian, but she gets embarrassed when I call her Jilly Bean. And it's probably not here, but I have 4 other grandchildren, Kyle and Cole, and Weston and Colin. So I am a blessed man. Now, after graduating from high school, you know, my mom was a widow at that time, and I wasn't able to attend college. Not that my grades would have let me anyway. But I joined the United States Navy for a period of 4 years. And you know, even though I was far away from home, I felt very close. Because you see, Norwalk was then, and is today, a very close-knit community. We had something no other community had. And some of you who have served in the military about the same time I did might remember. We had the hometown committee for our military men and women. Each month, we would receive a newsletter telling us what was happening in and around Norwalk. It was just amazing to get, because it made us feel that we were a part of the community, and even though we were far away, we were being remembered. And if we were lucky to get home during the holiday season, they had a party. It was always held on the 2nd floor of the old City Hall, in the council chambers, I think it was. And they had gifts for us as well. We'd get a pair of shoes, we'd get a tie, we'd get a sweater. By the way, all of them manufactured locally. So, after I got out of the Navy, I joined the Norwalk Police Department, was fortunate enough to be selected. I served 41 years, 17 years as chief, and I think you know the rest of that story. So I won't bore you with the details of that. But I guess after that little bit of explanation of who I am and where I come from, you can probably understand why I have such a tremendous love and passion for this amazing city. Norwalk has treated me very well, giving me many, many, many opportunities. Opportunities for me and my family that I shall never forget. I owe a tremendous debt of gratitude to Norwalk. And now, folks, it's time to pay up. So I'm here today with my family, my friends, to announce to you that I am a candidate to become the mayor of Norwalk in 2013. Now, I didn't make this